Hello friends. Are you still using PCSX2 1.6? That stable version of PCSX2 was released in May 2020 and finally after 4 years, we have some big news for you. PCSX2 2.0 is here and it's better than ever. In this video we are going to have a look at this new stable release of PCSX2, check its new features and compare it with the old version. The first change that you notice on starting the emulator is WX-Widget's GUI is now gone. For a long time, it served sufficiently well, but its age and implementation began to show rather quickly. Threading issues resulted in deadlocks and race conditions, because it was not properly separated from the emulation core. It is now replaced by Qt. Qt brings with it a slick appearance, more efficient UI backend, and provided the perfect opportunity to redo all the menus and widgets. Let's have a look at some of the features of new PCSX2. Under Settings you can customize your interface, select your game list, choose BIOS location, change emulation defaults if you want. And here we notice the biggest change. Plugins are now gone. In the modern era where accuracy is paramount, and user experience is of ever-increasing importance, the team believed that it was time to say goodbye to plugins and integrate the best options in the core itself. The next big change is under Graphics Settings, where we are introduced to the Vulkan option. Vulkan is long-term solution to the evolving challenges of converting PS to graphics into tasks understood by modern computers. Vulkan combines the feature completeness of OpenGL with a fast backend to give you the best experience possible. The audio section also has some cool new features and options, but from my experience default settings seem to work the best. This brings us to Network and HDD option. Both of these have vastly been improved. Integrated NetPlay plugin has sockets and PCAP support, which requires NPCAP to be installed. From my testing, majority of games with online support work now with private revamped servers. HDD support provides an option to emulate HDD for the games which support this feature. Under Advanced Settings tab along with older options, you will now find some cool new options like Division Rounding Mode, which help various games. Also, the rounding and clamping modes have now been separated into VU0 and VU1, so it is now possible to enable only the required option. Now let's have another look at some of the other new graphics options. The best thing about PCSX2 has been its ability to support really high upscaling. Now the internal resolution option has up to 12x native support, which makes textures look really high quality. PCSX2 now supports texture replacements. You can dump textures from any game, edit them, and load them back. You can search for texture packs on the internet and use them as well. A combination of upscaling and texture replacement greatly improves the overall resolution and quality of the textures. Under Post-Processing tab you get good old options like FXAA, sharpening, shade boost to control brightness, contrast, saturation, and a variety of TV shaders to tweak the type of display you are looking at. OSD section has been totally revamped. Now along with FPS you can also enable various other type of OSD messages, which provide whole new details related to the performance and emulation like CPU and GPU usage and statistics. If enabled, you can also get warning about any unsafe settings you are using with PCSX2. There is recording option integrated as well. Here you can select the recording file format, codec, bitmap and resolution settings to make sure you can make your desired quality recordings of PCSX2 gameplay. Under Advanced Options you get debugging option including the selection of compression being used for GSDump creation. GSDump playback also is now included in PCSX2 and it's very useful for fixing GPU-related bugs. If you like hunting for achievements, you're in luck as PCSX2 now supports Retro Achievements. Retro Achievements is a community which brings modern achievements to games which were released before the concept existed. This community-driven feature supports more than 500 games so far. Now let's try running some games on the new PCSX2. When you start PCSX2 you will be greeted to this screen. Here you have an option to add game directory. As soon as you select your game directory you will see a list of all your games along with lots of info, related to the game, including the playing time, size, region of the game, and the compatibility info. If you right-click on any game, you get many more options, including the option to select a cover image for the game. Now let's have a look at another new feature called Big Picture Mode. As evident from the name, PCSX2 now has a big picture mode. Want to use your controller to navigate PCSX2's menus on the big screen? Just hit the big picture button, or skip the main interface entirely and start PCSX2 directly into big picture mode with a single extra parameter in your shortcut. With this, you can boot your games without getting up from the couch, and all critical PCSX2 menus now have a big picture accessible option. There are other parameters too, for things like full screen, or closing PCSX2 when you shut down your game. Another cool new feature of PCSX2 is now most of the important game fixes and compatibility patches are already included in the database. You just need to enable the option to ensure that most of your games will automatically run smoothly. You no longer need to remember to enable those graphics fixes every time you switch games. PCSX2 will already know what that game needs and do it for you. PCSX2 now has an option to download game covers. You just need to paste the URL of the game covers and it will automatically download covers of the games in your game list. If you enable grid view, you can see all of the downloaded covers. Pretty cool feature, to be honest. PCSX2 now has an automatic controller mapping option, which means if anyone is using SDL or X input, you're just a button clicks away from mapping your controller. Simply click the button, then select your controller from the list, and done. The USB peripheral support has greatly been enhanced. PCSX2 now properly supports mass storage devices, SingStar games, USB mic and headset, mouse and keyboard support, and buzz controllers, and yes, the iToy games. Most of the iToy games run really well. You can check our videos to see these games in action. I have also personally tried most of these USB peripherals, and they seem to work just as intended. Some other accessories like Gunkin support has also been integrated. Now, without wasting further time, let's get down to some of the comparison videos between last stable release and PCSX2 2.0. I am sure I am going to miss out lots of games, because the number of fixed games is innumerable, but here are a few of them for comparison's sake. The first game tested in this series is Mike Tyson Heavyweight Boxing. This game was totally unplayable in PCSX2 1.6. As you can see, most of the textures were missing. There was heavy SPS, and most importantly, the character animations were totally missing, and characters used to behave like dummies.
Seconds out, round one. Box!
Now with 2.0, this game is totally playable and all of the earlier problems are totally fixed.
Ladies and seconds out, round one. Box!
Next game in this series is My Street. If you check video from 1.6, you will notice that in-game characters were not visible.
Before summer is over.
But with PCSX2 2.0, the characters are properly visible and the game has become totally playable.
Plenty of kids to play with here. School starts on the 24th, so try to make some friends before summer is over.
Another game in this series is Totally Spies, Totally Party. Similar to Mike Tyson and My Street, here characters were either invisible or suffered heavy SPS. This game is also fixed in PCSX2 2.0. All these games have been fixed by proper mbit and COP2 implementation. Next fixed game is Destroy All Humans. As you can see in this video from 1.6, this game was a complete fever dream, and really just not working correctly at all. If you check out this game in PCSX2 2.0, it is now actually playable without software rendering. Some minor glitches do remain, but it is quite manageable now compared to where it began.
You will be receiving psychokinetic telemetry from the mothership. The data will appear on that area map or as virtual indicators floating above noteworthy creatures and objects in your vicinity.
Next game in our testing series is Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. As you can see, this game was suffering from some ridiculous bugs in hardware mode with lots of glitched and missing textures.
According to the map, that stone head marks the secret entrance into the Lost City. Beyond the city lies the Temple of the Black River Goddess, and inside, the idol of Kuruwatu. I'm close now.
After the text in RT fix is done in PCSX2 2.0, this game is now totally playable in hardware mode, and looks really beautiful with upscaling.
According to the map, that stone head marks the secret entrance into the Lost City. Beyond the city lies the Temple of the Black River Goddess, and inside, the idol of Kuruwatu.
Burnout series games were earlier suffering from black sky problem along with glitched post-processing effects in hardware mode. With PCSX2 2.0, Burnout games can enjoy hues of blue in the sky again along with all post-processing glory, which makes this super popular game really enjoyable to play. Next game we tested is Dog's Life. This game had a very unique problem in old PCSX2 versions when using hardware mode. The dog textures were distorted, and if you kept playing the game for a few minutes, the dog will automatically turn into black color.
So insensitive, but I need to get back in shape if I'm going to look for Daisy. Hold on to your pants, here I come. no.
With PCSX2 2.0, this glitch is now properly fixed. The game is fully playable now in hardware mode.
Hey, Jake, how's it hanging? Come on, I'll race you to the top of the hill.
Oh, brother. People are so insensitive. But I need to get back in shape if I'm gonna look for Daisy. Hold on to your pants. Here I come. Heidi-ho and Haiti-hey.
Another game with unique problem in older versions of PCSX2 is Animation Dawn of Dreams. As you can see, this game had lots of garbage in loading screens, start menus, as well as in-game maps and menus. With PCSX2 2.0, Animation Dawn of Dreams glitches are totally fixed, and this game now looks like one of the most beautiful games of PS2.
One has fallen without realizing his final hope. One has fallen clinging to his faith. One has fallen leaving the fate of the future to his companions. His play is riddled with the waves of destruction and rebirth.
Another game with mysterious bug was Hype the Time Quest. With older PCSX2 versions, the in-game environment was totally broken in this game.
Wretched statue, that's the last time I try to change you into a knight.
With PCSX2 2.0, this glitch is now properly fixed. The game is fully playable now in hardware mode.
Try to change you into a knight. I know no one can see me, but that's no reason to make fun of me just because I can't do it. To own...
Next fix is related to my personal favorite game, Pitfall: The Lost Expedition. This game used to crash in older versions of PCSX2 randomly, and it was almost impossible to finish even one level of this game. After a massive VIF fix by refraction, this game was fixed, and as you can see in this footage from PCSX2 2.0, this game is indeed working perfectly. This looks so beautiful and it's really a fun game to play.
They say that when a giant demon jaguar dripping fire drool is about to terminate your existence, your life flashes before your eyes. Actually, no one says that. Not a lot of people. What have we here?
Next game is The Sims. This game also used to crash right at the start in older PCSX2. This game is also from same developers as Pitfall and fixed by same VIF Fix, and now it works just fine in PCSX2 2.0. Some other games like Shark Tale and Spider-Man 3 were also fixed by this. Ace Combat games were earlier suffering from lighting issues in black planes. Everyone had their own way of fixing this game, and then it turned out software rendering was the only solution that worked.
Here, call sign Sky Eye. Do you read? Your call sign is Mobius 1. We'll refer to you by this name at all times.
But now with 2.0 the black plane and lighting issues are resolved, and hardware renderers are all capable of running these games perfectly.
Mobius 1, take off immediately to clear the flight line.
Another series of games, which benefit immensely in the new PCSX2, is WWE Games Series. In PCSX2 1.6 wrestler entrance videos, either didn't play at all, or got stuck midway with botched Titantrons. In some of these games wrestler finisher moves as well as legend wrestler entrances, which were supposed to be in black and white, were not displaying at all. Now in PCSX2 2.0 all these problems are fixed, and this very popular game series is now fully pliable and enjoyable on the emulator.
On the way to the ring, from Venice Beach, California, weighing 303 pounds, Hollywood Hulk Hogan!
Next game we tested is Tennis Court Smash. As you can see from the video, this game was Spike Heaven in older PCSX2 and hanged randomly. With PCSX2 2.0 this game is now fully fixed, and works just as intended. Another big complaint from PCSX2 1.6 was its inability to properly display default network configuration settings from network-enabled games, so it was tough to configure the network settings. With PCSX2 2.0, this bug is now resolved, and you can configure the network settings pretty easily. With PCSX2, 1.6 Ratchet and Clank series games were relatively solid considering how temperamental they can be. However, one pesky remnant was the pause menu background, as well as the main menu background some of the later games, only rendering correctly in the top left corner. With PCSX2, 2.0 this bug is resolved, so you can now properly see the background in all Ratchet and Clank series games. In older versions of PCSX2, Battlefield 2, modern combat was rendering only in 10% area of the screen at the top. The only option to play the game was to use software mode. In PCSX2, 2.0 the rendering has been fixed. The game is rendered correctly in full screen even in hardware mode.
For hand signals. Contact, direct front.
We're moving. Scouts out.
Hostiles inbound. Moving into positions now. We'll back your play. Visual on.
Next tested game is Brave, the search for Spirit Dancer. In older versions of PCSX2, this game was suffering from lots of upscaling issues, along with graphical glitches and totally broken shadows. With 2.0 this game is now totally fixed, and looks perfect. State of Emergency 2 was also suffering from glitched textures and shadow problems in hardware mode.
Grab one of the headsets off the dead guards, and we can stay connected.
You cut that a little close.
You're alive, aren't you?
Warning.
With PCSX2 2.0, State of Emergency 2 is also fixed and looks perfect now in hardware mode.
Stay connected.
You cut that a little close.
You're alive, aren't you?
In older versions of PCSX2, Ultimate Spider-Man was suffering from graphical corruption along with massive memory leaks, which was causing lots of slowdowns in the game.
Died to create me. And
Using PCSX2 2.0, Ultimate Spider-Man now not only looks perfect, but runs at full speed without any issues.
This is how it all began.
our fathers died to create me. And now will.
Listen to me, Eddie. You're smarter than this. This isn't you, it's the suit. Gah! I have to dodge those. I've been behind it. I know what it's doing to you. Ow! I need to dodge faster than that. Let me help you before you do something you're going to regret. I gotta get Eddie off campus before somebody gets hurt.
Similar to Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2 was also suffering from texture corruption in PCSX2 1.6.
Well, sequel time already, huh? Welcome back, I guess. I'm sure you miss me more than I missed you. Anyway, things have changed around here since...
PCSX2 2.0 has managed to fix this corruption problem, and game now works very well even in hardware mode.
Well, sequel time already, huh? Welcome back, I guess. I'm sure you miss me more than I missed you. Anyway, things have changed around here since last time, so they dragged me back at great expense to explain what's up. First things first. You're not much of a wall crawler if you can't, you know, stick to walls.
Call of Duty games were also only pliable in software mode, as hardware mode not only showed texture corruption, but also caused massive slowdowns.
June 4th, 1940.
Man, that's gotta be the sorriest shooting I ever saw.
Let's see you do better, Huxley.
Hey, you! What's your name? Nichols, right?
Using PCSX2 2.0, these games now work at full speed, with beautiful graphics even in hardware mode. Many other games like Primal and X2, Wolverine Revenge have been fixed in hardware mode, along with speed-related fixes in games like Primal and 20 for the game. Apart from this, many other features like compressed ISO support and Pine Protocol have been added, and compatibility is getting closer to 100%. As I said earlier, it is impossible to cover everything in this video, so this is it, guys. In short, PCSX2 was already the best PS2 emulator, but with PCSX2 2.0 it has taken a step towards perfection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and share this video and subscribe to support our channel. Thank you.